Dear students, welcome to this video lesson on practical problem solving and programming. Today we're going to learn how to use coding blocks to create a simple Scratch project. This video lesson will cover how to animate sprites on the stage by adding movement, sound, and changing their costumes. How to add backdrops and new sprites to a project. Then we will have a quick test followed by a recap. Animation in Scratch involves programming sprites to talk, move, and switch between costumes. Moreover, audio clips can be added and stage backdrops can be changed. Backdrops refers to the background of the stage. Coding blocks from different categories are used to animate sprites. Motion blocks add movement. Sound blocks add sound or music, while looks blocks add speech bubbles and enable sprites to switch between costumes. Now let us see how to make a sprite move. To add movement to a sprite, drag a motion block from the block palette onto the scripts area. For example, suppose I want the sprite, which is the cat here, to repeat 4 times the instructions, move 100 steps, and then glide back to a specific position on the stage. I will start by dragging a motion block into the scripts area and change the default 10 to 100 steps. Then I select and drag the glide block into the scripts area. Here I'm going to change from 1 to 3 seconds to make the movement slower. From the control blocks, I select a repeat block which I drag to join the motion blocks. I change the initial 10 to 4 so that the instructions are repeated 4 times. Finally, I add an event block so that when the green flag is clicked, the sprite will follow the instructions. As you have observed, the cat moves forward by 100 steps and glides back to a specific position. The same movement is repeated 4 times. Many backdrops and sprites are available in the Scratch library. You may click on this icon to choose a backdrop from the Scratch library. In the same way, you can select a new sprite by clicking on Choose Sprite from Library. Now let us see how we can add a new backdrop and a new sprite in a Scratch project. Here the stage is white and I want to change it. I choose a backdrop from the library. From the theme Underwater, I select Underwater 2. And click OK. As you can see, the stage has a new backdrop. Now I want to add a new sprite from the library. From the Animals category, I select Fish 2 and click OK. The new sprite appears on the stage, and I can position it where I want. To program the fish to say something, from the looks blocks, I select the Say Hello block and drag it onto the scripts area. I add an event so that when the green flag is clicked, the fish will say hello. Now let us see what happens when the green flag is clicked. The cat follows its instructions, that is, moving forward and gliding back 4 times, and the fish says hello. To add sound to a Scratch project, drag sound blocks into the scripts area. Suppose I want the cat to mew at the start of the project. From the sound blocks, I select the block Play Sound Mew and drag it into the script just after the event block. Now I will select another piece of music that I will add to the repeat block. As you have observed, you can now see movement as well as hear sound in the Scratch project. A sprite can change its looks by changing costumes. The costumes can be viewed in the Costumes pane. For example, the sprite Avery Walking from the Scratch library has 4 different costumes. Avery Walking A, Avery Walking B, Avery Walking C, and Avery Walking D. The following coding blocks animate the sprite by continuously making it change costumes. When the green flag is clicked, the sprite is going to change to its next costume. Wait for 1 second and change to the next costume. Since a forever block has been used, the loop will continue until the stop button is clicked. As you can see, the sprite continuously changes its costumes. This will continue until the stop button is clicked. Now, to evaluate what you have learned today, let us do a quick test. Read the following statements carefully and say whether they are true or false. You will have about 3 seconds to give your answer. Number 1. Motion blocks allow the sprite to move on the stage. True or false? The answer is true. Motion blocks add movement to sprites. Number 2. Only one backdrop is available in the Scratch library. True or false? The answer is false. The Scratch library contains several backdrops. Number 3. Several sprites can interact on the same stage. True or false? The answer is true. Several sprites can be used in the same Scratch project. Number 4. Sound coding blocks are used to add a particular sound or music to a Scratch project. True or false? The answer is true. Sound and audio clips can be added by selecting appropriate sound blocks. Number 5. Sprites can change their looks by taking different costumes. True or false? The answer is true. A sprite can have different costumes which it can take to change its appearance. Dear students, this is the end of our quick test. I am sure that you found all the correct answers. It is now time for a recap of today's lesson. Sprites can be animated by selecting appropriate coding blocks to add movement and sound and to change costumes. Moreover, backdrops can be chosen according to themes to make the project more attractive. Dear students, we have reached the end of our lesson for today. From now on, I am sure that you will create interesting Scratch projects. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye and see you again very soon.